My maid of honor tried to steal my wedding and become the bride, but her hands wouldn't stop trembling when she learned who my fiancé really was. When I walked into my wedding venue for the final rehearsal, I found my maid of honor trying on my wedding dress, not just holding it up against herself, actually wearing it, veil and all, posing in front of the full-length mirror. "Rachel, what are you doing?" My voice came out strangled. She spun around, not even startled. "Oh, Sophie, I was just checking if it needs any last-minute alterations." She smoothed down the silk like it belonged to her, making sure everything's perfect for tomorrow. The seamstress had delivered it sealed in its garment bag just an hour ago. Rachel had cut through the protective wrapping. "Take it off, now." She laughed, that tinkling laugh I'd known since college. "Don't be so dramatic. We're basically the same size." She turned back to the mirror. "Actually, I think it fits me better. See how it doesn't gap here?" My other bridesmaids stood frozen by the door, holding their bouquet ribbons. Nobody said a word. That's when I noticed the notepad on the vanity table. Rachel's handwriting, my guest list, with crosses through half the names. Next to it, her phone showed an open group text. "Small hiccup, but the venue is changing. New address coming soon. Rachel, why are you crossing out my guests?" She finally stepped out of my dress, casually, like she was changing after gym class. "Oh, that. Well, Tom and I were talking, and we think your side is a bit excessive. His family's more intimate, quality over quantity." "Tom? My fiancé Tom? He prefers Thomas, actually." She hung my dress on the rack, backwards. "We've been discussing it a lot lately. The wedding plans, I mean. He agrees with basically all my suggestions." Something cold settled in my stomach. "How often have you been discussing my wedding with my fiancé?" "Every day since you asked me to be maid of honor." She pulled out her phone, scrolling. "Look, he even sent me your honeymoon itinerary to review. I told him Greece is so overdone. I suggested Bali instead." I looked at the itinerary. Our flight was scheduled for 8 p.m. tomorrow, but there was a second booking underneath. 2 tickets to Bali, leaving at midnight. Thomas Mitchell and Rachel Park. "You're stealing my wedding." Rachel's face shifted, mask dropping completely. Stealing is such an ugly word. I prefer redirecting Thomas. Finally realized he proposed to the wrong best friend. These things happen. The other bridesmaids gasped. Rachel shrugged. "You work too much, Sophie. Always at that startup. Always talking about equity and valuations. Thomas needs someone who prioritizes him. Someone who'd notice he's been distant for 3 months. 3 months. That timeline felt familiar. I thought about all those late nights Thomas spent reviewing contracts for his company. All those times Rachel offered to drop off his dinner at his office because I was stuck in meetings. "Rachel, when exactly did you start helping Thomas with his company's books?" Her eyes flickered. "What? I don't know what you mean. You just said you've been talking every day. You're an accountant. He's been stressed about his company's audit. The pieces were clicking together. You've been helping him, haven't you?" "So what if I have? Partners support each other." I pulled out my phone, my fingers suddenly steady. Something my Uncle Pete, a forensic accountant, had said weeks ago echoed in my mind. "That fiancé of yours keeps asking strange questions about audit procedures." "Uncle Pete? It's Sophie. Remember that weird feeling you had about Thomas's company? Can you check something for me?" Rachel grabbed for my phone. "What are you doing?" I stepped back, putting the call on speaker. "Pete, you still have access to their books from the preliminary audit, right?" "Sophie, honey, I was just about to call you. We found some serious discrepancies. Shell transfers, hidden accounts. Your boyfriend's in deep trouble." Rachel's face went white. "Here's the interesting part," Pete continued. "The authorization codes on these transfers, they're coming from an external accountant's credentials. Someone named R.A. Park. You helped him embezzle money?" I stared at Rachel. "He said it was just restructuring. Temporary loans." She was backing toward the door. "Rachel, the FBI has been monitoring this for weeks. They're actually..." The door opened. 2 agents walked in, badges visible. "We were waiting for you to discover this organically," one said to me. "Your uncle thought you should hear it from her first. Rachel Park, Thomas Mitchell has already been arrested and is cooperating fully with our investigation." As they read Rachel her rights, she turned to me. "Sophie, please. I was just trying to help him. With federal wire fraud." I picked up my wedding dress, examining where she'd stretched the bodice. "You know what? Keep the Bali tickets. I hear Indonesian prisons are lovely this time of year." 6 months later, I sold my startup for 8 figures. Rachel got 3 to 5 years. Thomas flipped on her so fast the FBI said it was a record. My new fiancé runs a nonprofit. He thinks my work stories are fascinating. Some people really do get exactly what they deserve.